Good morning, and welcome to LASFA's annual Virtual Apprenticeship Expo. We're excited to have students from across the state joining us today, high school students, college students, and future apprentices exploring new career pathways. I'd also like to take this time to recognize and thank our business and industry partners who are with us today. Thank you for joining us. My name is Tanya Evans, and I serve as the Employer Engagement Coordinator at LASFA. Today, we're proud to host an engaging and informative event to celebrate and raise awareness about registered apprenticeship in Louisiana. This year's theme is Earn, Learn, Level Up: How Apprenticeships Build Long-Term Careers. National Apprenticeship Week is a nationwide celebration where Apprenticeship USA partners host events to highlight the value of registered apprenticeships in meeting critical workforce needs. This year, National Apprenticeship Week will take place April 26th through May 2nd, with events happening across the country to spotlight the impact apprenticeships have on career development. To explore those in person and virtual events or to search for available apprenticeship opportunities, visit the U.S. Department of Labor's website at apprenticeship.gov. You can also learn more about registered apprenticeships available right here in Louisiana by visiting apprenticeshipla.com. We will be posting both of those links in the chat. Just a quick housekeeping note, this webinar is being recorded and will be uploaded on our YouTube channel. All attendees who have provided an email address will receive a resource document that includes employer links, contact information, and a summary of questions and responses from today's event. Here is our media disclosure. It just basically says that we will be recording as well as taking snapshots and photos of the event. If you wish to not be photographed or recorded, please let us know in the chat. And before we begin, we'd like to show you where the chat box is, which is at the bottom of the event screen. As we discuss apprenticeship opportunities and resources, be sure to check the chat box for contact information as well as those links that we will be providing throughout the event. The Q&A box, you will drop your questions there, and should we be unable to answer all of your questions in the time given, we will respond to your questions in the email following the webinar. There will also be a survey that will pop up as soon as you exit the webinar. We definitely encourage you to please complete that survey as your voice does matter and LOSFA wants to serve you. Here is our agenda. We will do welcome and introductions. We will have a short Padlet activity. We will also hear from our keynote speaker from Louisiana Works on registered apprenticeship. And then we will go straight into our employer presentations and then have closing remarks. So this is just a little bit about who we are. The Louisiana Office of Student Financial Assistance is a program of the Louisiana Board of Regents that strives to be Louisiana's first choice for college access by promoting, preparing for, and providing college access support to any student, any age, anywhere in Louisiana. LASFA administers the state's scholarship and grant programs and the state's Internal Revenue Code, Section Code 529 College Saving Program, the Educational Savings Plan for K through 12 tuition, and the 529A Savings Plan for eligible individuals with disabilities. But before we dive into our employer presentations, we love to get to know you a little better. We're going to start with a quick interactive Padlet activity. We're going to share a link in the chat. If you'll just go ahead and click that link. Once you're in, just give us a thumbs up by using that reaction button at the bottom of the Zoom screen, as well as you can indicate that in the chat box. Please go ahead and click that link and go ahead and start signing in, and we'll get to see everybody's responses.
Ooh, Miss Evans, Jennings High School is in the
Yay!
building.
That's my
Yes, Jennings.
hometown. Hi, Jennings. Hi. Good morning.
Lake Charles is in the building. Miss Jones, New Orleans.
LED
Yeah,
Fast Start, welcome.
yes.
Start Court Youth Bill. Hello. Good
Mhm.
morning.
Happy Wednesday. Jackson, Louisiana.
Tangipahoa.
Orleans Parish. I love this. We have a little bit of everybody from everywhere.
Mhm.
Mr.
Welcome,
King.
welcome. We appreciate the activity, the participation.
Acadia. Okay. Well, welcome to everyone from everywhere. We're so glad to have you. Okay, we're going to move on to our next one. What school, business, or community organization are you representing? A lot of you guys already shared that. Let's see, we have Jeff Davis again. Jeff Davis seems to be in the building. We have a lot of Jeff Davis. Louisiana Works. Okay. Department of Counseling. Urban League. Hello. Donaldsonville. Okay. Workforce Development. Okay, we have
LCTCS.
mm-hmm. Homeschooler. Okay.
Welcome, homeschooler. Welcome.
Yes,
This
we're
is
happy to see
amazing.
you. All right, guys, we're going to move on to our next one. What's one career you wish you knew more about before today? One career you wish you knew about before today. IT. Yes, definitely.
Oh, robotic
Let's-
welding.
Yes. Pilot. Okay. Okay. Manufacturing technician. Absolutely. Okay. Plant operations, logistics, AI. Definitely. Okay. Yeah, these are great. Love this. AI and STEM. Very much so. Okay. Process technology. Okay. Yes. This is good.
Oh, I love the picture. Drone use in agriculture. Love that.
Very, absolutely. It's perfect. Finance. Yes. Yes. Okay. So let's move on to our next one. Thank you guys for sharing. Ship fitting, definitely. What does the word apprenticeship make you think of? What comes to mind when you hear the word apprenticeship? Career, specific training, internship, learning with pay. Okay, Miss Jones. Okay, listen. Hands-on learning, definitely love that. On the job training, yes. Guided training,
Debt
debt
free.
free.
Yes, that is really important.
Absolutely. New opportunity, absolutely. Upskilling, okay. Work in progress. Okay, I love that.
Okay.
All right, so let's move on to our next one. Do you prefer hands-on tools or computer-based work? Hands-on or computer-based? Both,
Oh,
both, okay. Hands-on. Oh, most people are saying both. Yes, I like a little variety. Mm-hmm. More hands-on. Okay. All right, guys. The last one. Teamwork or independent work? Are you a team player or, and it could be sometimes. Sometimes you rather work alone. That's okay too. Team, definitely. It takes a village. Teamwork, teamwork. Okay. See some independent people. Absolutely. I could do both. Okay, Miss LeBlanc. Independent. Okay. Teamwork, teamwork makes the dream work. Okay, fast start. Definitely. Depending on the work, but both. Absolutely. Nice teamwork. Thank you. Thank you all for participating. And at
Yes.
this time, I'm going to roll it back over to Miss Evans.
Thank you, Miss Ventress. That was really good. It's really good when we get to know each other and kind of find out what we are interested in. So I hope at the end of this particular event that you will learn something and you will gain something that will help you to continue on your career path. So we're back here at the on the presentation, and now what we will do is we will go into our presentations. So up next, I have Mr. Troy Bourne with who is the Director of Apprenticeship at Louisiana Works as he shares his presentation on registered apprenticeship. Mr. Bourne has more than 23 years experience, dedicated experience in career and technical education, teaching, and workforce development. Since April of 2025, he has served as the Director of Work-Based Learning for Louisiana Works, where he has been instrumental in establishing 19 registered apprenticeship programs across the state. So, everyone, please join me in welcoming Mr. Troy Bourne. Mr. Bourne, good morning.
Good morning, everyone. How y'all doing this morning? Once again, my name is Troy Bourne. We have grown the registered apprenticeship division or registered apprenticeships across Louisiana. Last year at this time, we had 119 programs across the state. Since then, we have grown the total number of programs to 138 statewide. What's more important in that number is that we also cleaned house somewhat and removed 10 registered apprenticeships. So when you look at the overall number growing, besides the removal of 10, we really made a good footprint across the state in increasing the number of registered apprenticeships. Some other numbers that often go overlooked is the number of apprentices. Currently in Louisiana, we have over 4,500 apprentices statewide. In partnership, we also have 590 employer partners statewide that's involved in registered apprenticeship across the state of Louisiana. So when you look at this slide, this is only a small portion of the different sponsors that we have in Louisiana and some of the employer partners in Louisiana. Next. So what is registered apprenticeship? You've heard earn while you learn. Um, you heard debt free. You heard a couple other things. Well, registered apprenticeship is a formal training program that combines on-the-job learning and classroom instruction designed to help individuals gain skills and knowledge necessary for a specific occupation and trade. You heard or you saw a text or a chat, someone said upskilling. That's all part of registered apprenticeship. Registered apprenticeship with the Louisiana Works within Louisiana Works is a state apprenticeship agency assuring the program meets certain standards and provides a recognized credential upon completion. It's a earn while you learn model as well. One of the things with our state statute and with our bylaws is that we want registered apprenticeships to be free to the apprentices. There is no charge to the apprentice at all. While some apprenticeships may require you to stay with the program for 2 to 3 years after completing the program, that's just so that the employer or the sponsor that's putting on the registered apprenticeship gets some return on the investment that they invested in you to train you up to be successful later on in life. Next. So 5 components of a registered apprenticeship program. Employers provide the job. There's a couple components. There's a minimum 2,000 hours of on-the-job training. That is not a Louisiana law. That is a United States Department of Labor law. It's 144 hours of job-related learning. So that's a classroom part. That could either be mixed in within the apprenticeship. It can be front-loaded. It could be at the end of the training, but at some minimum, that's a requirement, once again, by USDOL, and it's also written into the Louisiana statute by our state legislature. Rewards for skills gained. In other words, what's a reward? Payment. Everybody wants to get paid. So in Louisiana, since I started with the registered apprenticeship programs, every new sponsor that comes to Louisiana Works to become an approved registered apprenticeship, we require that each sponsor has a minimum of $15 an hour. Well, built into that program is also a wage progression. So when you reach a number of hours in the classroom, or whether you reach a certain credential or a number of hours on the job site, you get a wage increase. It could be $1 an hour, it could be $2 an hour. We have programs that are in place that go all the way to $30+ an hour as a registered apprentice in the program. Industry recognized credentials. Those credentials could be from CITF, it could be from NCCER, it could be from ETA, it could be from some other credentialing service, such as funeral home. So it could be from your LCTCS community colleges, it could be from ABC. So there's different ways to gain those recognized credentials. Next. So we kind of briefly talked about some minimums here. The length of an apprenticeship program varies from 1 to 5 years, depending on the occupation requirements. So once again, all apprenticeship programs must be no less than 2,000 hours of on-the-job training. Can it be more? Yes, we have some that go all the way to 8,000 hours. But once again, USDOL, United States Department of Labor, mandates 2,000 minimum. You can go above, you just can't go under. Time-based apprenticeships. Apprenticeships completed a required number of hours of on-the-job training. So that means you're actually performing the task at hand on a job site and earning that time-based certification. Competency-based, well, what is that? Competency-based, think of it as a classroom setting. You're in the classroom, you're having seat time. So once again, that number is 144 minimum, and both USDOL and Louisiana legislature has that built in as the 144 minimum, can go much higher. Apprentices progress at their own pace and demonstrate competency through proficiency assessments, tests. Those tests could be online, it could be in-person instruction, it could be paper and pencil, it could be a mixture. So you're kind of hearing some varieties here. The next one definitely provides that. It's hybrid based, using a minimum and maximum range of hours and the successful demonstration of identified and measured competencies. So hybrid is a mixture of time and competency based. We have several programs throughout the state that use both. We have several programs throughout the state that may be just time based, and we have some that might be just competency based. And then, of course, we have the hybrid based. So what I'm telling you is that the registered apprenticeship provides a very, very flexible model to gain the required skills to go to work. Next. So registered apprenticeship related technical instruction. This is the classroom part. An organized and systematic form of instruction designed to provide the apprentice with the knowledge of the theoretical subjects related to a specific trade or occupation. And once again, that's 144 minimum. It can be spread out over the course of the apprenticeship. It can be delivered by an educational institution, in-house, online, correspondence, or any combination. So we have apprenticeship programs that handle everything themselves. We have some that go through community colleges. We have some that go through high schools as the educational partner. We have some that go through the Department of Ed. So it all depends on how that registered apprenticeship is set up. Apprentices can be either enrolled by the clock hour or credit hour when appropriate. So we try to create flexibility within the programs. As you can see, I want to stress how flexible registered apprenticeships can be. Next. I think that might be the same slide. Yes. All right. As of May 2025, Louisiana has had, that was May of 2025, had 135. We are up to now, like I said earlier, 138, 140, 4,500 registered apprenticeships. LWC, Louisiana Works, LDOE, LED Fast Start are cooperatively working together to create more apprenticeship opportunities in Louisiana. In fact, that partnership has increased to the governor's office, has increased to I'm leaving one, Board of Regents. We have created great partnerships with different state agencies across the state and also employer partners and sponsors across the state. One of the things we're looking to do is grow the number of apprenticeships and apprentices across the state. You heard me say earlier that we had 138 and 4,500 apprentices. I'd love to see that number grow to over 150 programs this year and reaching 5,000 or more apprentices across the state. The reason being is because we have a huge shortage of skilled workers in Louisiana, and we need to fill the need of the different occupations coming in. If you listen to the news lately, you've heard that we have 4 data centers coming to North Louisiana. So we're currently working with different groups of people on how we can supply power to those data centers. So we're working on registered apprenticeship currently on how to create substations for those power needs. That's just one example of creating partnerships across Louisiana. Louisiana also fosters and promotes pre-apprenticeships and youth apprenticeships. Well, what's the difference? USDOL does not provide any specific guidelines around pre-apprenticeship. It only needs to be tied to the registered apprenticeship. So I'll give you an example because I know Southland Steel's on the call with us today. Southland Steel has an apprenticeship that's based on the NCCER curriculum. So their curriculum has welding, and it has sheet metal maybe and a couple other things. Well, they offer level 1, level 2. That pre-apprenticeship could very well be based on NCCER core. Core is what's needed in order to get to the level 1. So that could easily be a pre-apprenticeship. A pre-apprenticeship could last a week, it could last a month, it could last a semester. There's really no guidelines other than it needs to be in line or leading into a registered apprenticeship. A pre-apprenticeship program is designed to prepare individuals to enter and succeed in a registered apprenticeship. Next. So navigators, we have a couple navigators that work with us. Those navigators are subject matter experts. They help the sponsors build programs. They're subject matter experts. They key point of contact. They consult with employers to assess the viability of the apprenticeship program. They identify resources and incentives and provide technical assistance and work with intermediaries. That are people that could possibly fund the apprenticeship later on. Next. Benefits to employers. Man, that's a huge lot. Employee retention. It creates a stable, reliable talent pipeline, a learning culture that provides leadership and opportunities. I also want to say that's also a benefit to employees as well, because you're going to be mentored throughout the entire process. So you're learning the culture of that employer and their expectations. What does that create? That creates a career more than a job. There's a big difference between wanting a job and wanting a career. A career is established when you go to a registered apprenticeship. It also creates a safer workplace. One of the key things here is making sure that you're safe, because one day later in life, hopefully you have a family of your own and you'll be able to go home at the end of the workday. That's our main goal here with safety in the workplace. Next. So tax credit, I wanted to have this included, basically in case there's someone here on the employer side that's looking to become a registered apprenticeship. Currently in Louisiana, there's a $2,500 tax credit per apprentice. Um, and that is through the Louisiana Department of Revenue. I do have a link on the chat. I mean, on the on the presentation on where you can fill that form out. So once again, that is currently $2,500. It increased on January 1 of this year. Prior to this year, that was $1,500. Better Louisiana wrote that tax credit. It was presented in the legislature, and they increased it to 2,500 per apprentice. Next. So I can end here because I don't want to take up too much time of everybody else's. So recruiting and outreach, I'll talk about this slide here and we'll end it. Sponsors typically recruit, screen, and hire apprentices to work with employers to do so. Sponsors enroll apprentices into their program using Rapids. Our navigators will help those sponsors with that. Employees have nothing to worry about with that. But basically, we help them recruit as well. Again, we want to increase the number of apprentices across the state. Earlier, you heard me say funeral home. Last year we started our first funeral home registered apprenticeship. One of the reason why I mentioned that, if you think there's a job out there that you would like, if there is a certain code, there could be a registered apprenticeship for it. That code is known as an ONET code. So if there's a job, more than likely there's a registered apprenticeship for it. It may not currently exist in Louisiana, but it doesn't mean that we can't create it. So that's one of the things that we're looking to do, create more opportunities for young people, create more opportunities for our citizens of Louisiana, and pulling people out of poverty. I do want to say that. One of the main reasons for that $15 an hour that you heard me talk about earlier is that Secretary Shawan has said that we're in the business of pulling people out of poverty, not into poverty. So that's why we raised our standards when it comes to pay wage in regards to registered apprenticeships. And that's all I have today. If you would like to ask any questions later, please feel free to do so.
Thank you so much, Troy, for that. That was some really good information. We will definitely be sharing the links that were shared in the PowerPoint with everyone in that resource document. Um, are there any questions in the Q&A box, Nick, for Mr. Troy?
Not that I see.
Any in the chat? I
I
don't
haven't seen
see
any
any.
either. Nope.
All right, guys. I hope that you enjoyed that. That's some really good information. You can always visit apprenticeshipla.com to receive additional information. So we're going to continue on if we don't have any questions. So we're going to go into Dow Chemical. Unfortunately, Mr. Troxclair was not able to physically be here with us today, but I'm going to go through the information that he shared with me. Dow has always participated in our Apprenticeship Expo, and we're excited that they always partner with us for this event. So I will be giving you some information. Any questions that you have about it, you can definitely drop it in the Q&A. I will ensure that Mr. Troxclair answers those questions and we'll get those questions, those responses to your questions to you as soon as possible. So we'll just jump into it. So Dow Chemical offers apprenticeships in instrumentation, millwright, electrician, logistics technician, and operations, or PTech, as it is called, process technology. They had such an overwhelming application season this year. They do this program every year. So the information that you will receive will be the same pretty much for next year. The applications typically open up in at the end of the year. You must be accepted into River Parish's community college. If you are already enrolled in college, you must have at least less than 30 hours towards the degree of study before the hire date and have maintained a 2.5 GPA or greater in college coursework. If you have any remedial courses that you need to complete, they must be completed before the start date. Again, maintaining that 2.5 GPA, and then you must turn 18 4 weeks before the start date in June. So typically they go through those applications in early January. They post them on the Dow.com slash careers site, and also they also advertise for these particular apprenticeship programs on Facebook. If you follow Dow Louisiana, and I will definitely include that in the content as well that you will receive on LinkedIn. And I'm not really sure about Instagram, but I know for sure that they do post when they are opening up applications for their apprenticeship programs. If you are hired, the student will attend college 15 credit hours. You'll study for 15 hours and you'll go to the work site for 10 hours to make your 40 hours a week of pay. This changes each semester, and students will be paid for school and study time. Tuition, books, and any other school-related fees will be paid for in this program. As an apprentice, you will be trained by a subject matter expert, field trainer. You'll be partnered with them while on the job. You will be a Dow temporary employee, meaning that you will have limited benefits. Once the program is completed, the intention is that you will be selected for full-time employment if you've met all of the requirements of the program. So it's really important if you do get into the program, the point is to become a full-time employee. So upon graduation from college and the apprentice has shown that he or she had gained sufficient technical knowledge, you'll be eligible for open full-time positions. Once moved into those positions, you'll technically still be an apprentice. However, the point is for you to become a permanent full-time employee at an hourly rate equivalent to others at your skill level. So, how to apply to this opportunity? You would visit the Dow Career website. We will drop that in the link. It's already in there. Right now, none of the positions here in Louisiana are posted because they've closed the application process. But just keep in mind that in December, January, maybe set a date reminder if you are interested in wanting to join the Dow Chemical Apprenticeship that you visit their website and also watch out for those announcements on social media. There is additional information on Dow and the apprenticeship programs on YouTube, on their website, and we'll drop those YouTube links in the chat. All right, and that's going to be it for Dow. Does anybody have any questions? Any questions, Nick? No.
Nope, not right now.
All right. All right. Well, we'll move on to the National Restaurant Association. We have Mr. David Eman with the National Restaurant Association, and he'll be speaking about their apprenticeship programs. Mr. Eman, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here to talk about our programs. So I actually serve as the apprenticeship coordinator for the Louisiana Restaurant Association Education Foundation, which is the sort of boots on the ground, if you will, that supports the administration of apprenticeship programs across our state in restaurants and hotels. And so we can dive in. Great. So The hospitality sector restaurant apprenticeship is a program that was developed by the National Restaurant Association and approved by the U.S. Department of Labor as well as the Louisiana Workforce Commission, really with three primary goals. One is to attract new talent from all backgrounds into the hospitality industry. Number two is to empower them with the skills and experience that they need to really excel in their roles. And then finally, to help them advance in their careers to positions of leadership and management, which can sustain them financially, sustain their families financially, and give them a long-term bright career. So this is just an example of what a career path might look like. We work with, as Mr. Troy mentioned earlier, a number of pre-apprenticeship partners across the state. The Louisiana Education Restaurant Association Education Foundation has about 60 school partners across the state, which administer our ProStart program, which is a school-based pre-apprenticeship culinary curriculum. And so we work with those students to help them understand the opportunities available to them through apprenticeship. We also work with a number of nonprofit organizations and other providers who support workforce development and want to help people get into the industry. So apprenticeship candidates can enter really on pretty much any step of this ladder. We have a number of different programs which will kind of meet you where you are, regardless of your skill set, whether you're completely new to hospitality, restaurants, or whether you have significant experience and are already working with a restaurant employer. We can work with you to help you to continue to grow. So there are a number of different benefits to becoming an apprentice. Number one, as we've been talking about a lot already this morning, you get paid. So it's an earn and learn program. You will be a W-2 employee of the restaurant or hotel or other business where you are completing your apprenticeship. There are full-time and part-time options that are available to you. And so if you're still in school but want to do apprenticeship part-time, that's completely possible. You can also just dive in full time and knock it out more quickly. The on-the-job training component obviously is a really key feature of all apprenticeship programs to really have that guided learning with someone who has been in your shoes and has built the skills to become really an expert in the position that you are learning. So you have that great mentoring relationship with someone who is really committed to your growth and development as a restaurant worker. Also, as has been mentioned this morning, you don't take on any debt, but at the same time, you are earning nationally recognized credentials, which can help you to grow in your career, and those are recognized nationally. So they're very portable, and you can put them on your resume, and any employer who sees an application for a position with them will know what those credentials mean and will honor them, and frequently that can lead to a higher wage for you. And then finally, as was discussed, there's an online course or there's a course related coursework option that is a requirement for all apprentices. So you'll do your on-the-job training, but you will also complete your related coursework, and that can be done either entirely online or through partnerships that we have with different colleges across the state. So whatever pathway in that respect works for you will work for us. So we have three primary pathways for apprenticeship. You have to be 17 to begin any of our apprenticeships. You have to have completed your high school diploma or a high set equivalency in order to complete any of our apprenticeships. The most entry-level apprenticeship opportunity we offer is the line cook position, which means that would be not coming in to a restaurant as a line cook, but really be in training to become a proficient certified line cook. We expect that to complete that program takes usually about 12 months. It could happen more quickly. The average starting wage you see there. And then you can move up the ladder depending on your skills and experience. We have a kitchen manager program, and we also have a restaurant manager program. And the nice thing about these apprenticeships is we describe them as stackable. So if you have completed line cook and really have had a good experience in that and are interested in moving forward, moving up the ladder, then as long as your employer provides the kitchen manager apprenticeship, you can move right into that opportunity and then ultimately restaurant manager and really put yourself on sort of a fast track to leadership within that company. So looking at the line cook apprenticeship, this will cover some of the basic topics related to working in a kitchen. So introduction to service and what hospitality means. Obviously, concepts around food safety and sanitation, setting up your workspace, which is called mise en place, how to actually cook and prepare meals, keeping a neat and tidy space, knowing all of being able to name all of the equipment around your workstation. Those would be some of the key concepts that would be covered in a line cook apprenticeship. And your employer who will be mentoring you and training you will help guide you through the apprenticeship, whether it's line cook or anything else, by essentially ticking off the different competencies. We heard that word earlier, a competency-based program. So as you demonstrate that you have knowledge, understanding, and ability to execute these different skills, there are about 150 different skills that are connected to the line cook apprenticeship. Your mentor will literally be checking these boxes so that they can track your progress and ensure that by the end of your time in the program, you have demonstrated that you know how to execute all 150 of those skills in the program. Moving on to kitchen manager. So as I mentioned, these are stackable programs. So the kitchen manager would include everything in the line cook program. If you've already completed line cook, then you can obviously bypass all of that, and the time to completion of the kitchen manager program would then be reduced. But you can move into some sort of higher level issues around management, controlling costs, purchasing, hiring and firing, scheduling, more higher level management issues such as those. And then moving on to restaurant manager, you can see the list continues to expand. And so now you'd be looking at issues around front of house, which, the earlier two apprenticeship pathways really are focused on back of house or the kitchen. And so now as you move into restaurant management, you'll be looking at that whole service culture, the fundamentals of restaurant leadership, the financial management, creating the budget, and marketing. So it really expands to a whole new set of skills, which could be really exciting for someone who's trying to kind of grow their own skill set, maybe want to try something new, and can, as I said, continue to move up that ladder. We talked about earlier the related coursework instructions. So these are all certifications that you will achieve as an apprentice. And the great piece about becoming an apprentice is that the cost associated, all of these certifications have a cost connected to them, and all of those costs will be covered by your participation in the program. So there'll be no cost to you or to your employer to be able to gain these certifications. And again, that will give you an advantage over folks that you might be in competition with for other career opportunities as you move forward. These are a list of some of our employment partners. Most of our employer partners are located in the greater New Orleans area currently. We are always looking to add new employers, not only in New Orleans, but across the state. So We would love referrals. If you are listening to this presentation and you're already working in a restaurant, we can go and talk to the ownership or the management of that restaurant about getting them onboarded as an apprenticeship employer. We'll be happy to set that meeting and talk about the benefits, from the employer standpoint as well. But these are some of our more active partners currently. We have a really high retention rate in apprenticeship. 8 out of every 10 people who finish the program, not just in Louisiana, but across the nation, successfully complete the program. And so that suggests that there's a high level of satisfaction both on the apprentice side and on the employer side. And then, as we saw earlier, there is a wage increase requirement for apprentices. So, at least at one point, during your completion of the apprenticeship experience, your employer will be expected to increase your wage. And so that is a nice incentive for you to stick with it and continue to be building those skills. And that's my contact info. If anyone would like more information, I would invite you to visit our website and fill out our interest form, our apprenticeship interest form, and then we will be in touch with you to schedule a follow-up conversation from there.
Well, thank you so much, Mr. Eman. We really appreciate that information. We will provide the link and the contact information, and we will also be sharing these slides with the webinar attendees. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, up next, we have the Urban League of Louisiana. We have Mr. Ronnie King and Mr. Bobby Burks representing for Urban League. Welcome.
Great morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us here at the LASFA Virtual Apprenticeship Expo. And first off, thank you to LASFA, thank you to Tanya and the team there for all the work that you're doing. So my name is Ronnie King, and I serve as the Director of Apprenticeships here at the Urban League of Louisiana. I'm here with my colleague Bobby Burks Jr., who is the Director of Business Services. So today we're going to walk you through 3 registered apprenticeship pathways that offer real alternatives to the traditional 4-year college route, right? Um, We'll introduce our programs in automotive technology, in cybersecurity and software development. You can hold on. You can go back to the front slides. It's still the opening. Um, and we'll introduce our programs in automotive technology, cybersecurity, software development, and our pre-apprenticeship in construction. As we go through this, I encourage all of you there, especially those that are trying to figure out your career, to think about this one question, right? What kind of career do you want, and how will you get there? Okay. Now, before we jump into this, I'll briefly share a little bit about the Urban League and who we are. So the Urban League of Louisiana, we're a civil rights organization, civil rights and economic empowerment organization that has served Louisiana and the New Orleans community for nearly 90 years now. Our mission is to build Louisiana where Black and other people of the global majority have economic self-reliance, generational wealth, civil rights, and equitable representation. Now, workforce development is a major part in achieving that mission. All right, because we all know that when people have access to meaningful careers that provide stability, opportunity, and growth, it strengthens families, it strengthens the community, and then just the economy and the broader economy, right? So one of the most effective tools that we use to create those opportunities is registered apprenticeship. We love registered apprenticeships. All right. And through these programs, we help connect our individuals or help connect our clients with employers, with industry credentials, with hands-on experience and long-term career pathways. All right. All right. Now, in that context, let's talk a little bit more about our apprenticeship programs. So the Urban League, we currently sponsor 3 registered apprenticeships. Now, when we say that they are registered, we're referring to the programs being recognized by the U.S. Department of Labor and the state of Louisiana. And as a sponsor, we basically curate these opportunities with the industry employers, and with the training providers, right? And we oversee them to make sure that the opportunity is effective and consistent for all of the apprentices. All right. Now let's look at our pathways. So we offer automotive technology, cybersecurity, We offer Java developer and then a pre-apprenticeship in construction. We're going to talk about three of these. Okay, we're going to talk about automotive technology, cybersecurity, and construction pre-apprenticeship. Let's start off with our automotive. Next slide, please. All right. So, our automotive technician specialist apprenticeship is designed for individuals who, for one, enjoy hands-on work. All right, they like solving problems, mechanical problems. They work with, they like it, they enjoy maybe even just vehicles in general, right? But working with modern technology. And today's vehicles are so highly sophisticated that they rely on advanced diagnostic and skilled labor, like skilled individuals to be able to keep them on the road. All right, and because of this growing demand, and then this program helps individuals build those skills in a real world and workplace environment. All right. So some of the program benefits here is that it is a 23-month, roughly 2-year program. All right. Participants begin with 1 month of professional development. This is where we take a deep dive into work-ready skills. Those are the skills that allow individuals to actually keep a job and stay on a job and just be successful in life, right? That's communication skills, that's teamwork, that's critical thinking, right? And one of the most important is the attitude, right? That's your attitude. So we dive into those in a 4-week professional development training here at the Urban League. Then you go into a 6-week training at our training partner, Delgado Community College. This is where you receive hands-on learning with skilled and seasoned automotive professionals. You get your textbook knowledge, right? And then while you're there, you get an opportunity to do some job shadowing with our dealership partners. Following that, you go directly into the on-the-job training, where you're spending that 2,000 hours that Troy mentioned as the minimum hours that you need in order um, to complete an apprenticeship. But because this is a highly skilled particular role, this apprenticeship requires 3,000 hours, which is roughly a year and a half. Okay. In addition to that, there's 465 related instruction hours. That's going to be your classroom training. That's going to be some additional trainings that we um, we offer and support you with through online classes that we offer. Okay. Um, the biggest piece is that it's hands-on and it gives you an opportunity to take advantage of the apprenticeship. Next slide, please. All right. So again, some of these benefits, right? For this is our automotive program, and I'll stop and just let you know. So every picture that you see here is a picture of one of our active participants, an apprentice, right? So the program benefits for our automotive program, again, is this earn while you learn. You earn a wage that increases as you continue to grow in your skill set. All right. They receive college credits through the trainings that you receive at Delgado, along with the hands-on experience. You earn several industry recognized credentials, including a lot of ASC, which is an industry standard certification for automotive technology. And then you get the career coaching and assistance through Mr. Bobby in our office here, where we help you with your job placement. All right. And at the end of all of this, you get a credential that's portable, right? And then through your apprenticeship, and you become a journey worker. A journey worker status is considered the status where you've finished your apprenticeship and now you are ready for working in the industry as an expert. Okay. All right. Next slide, please. Now, we also provide a range of supportive services, right? And this is what really helps keep individuals engaged and help support them through the program. That's that one-on-one career coaching that we talked about. There's some mentorship where every apprentice get paired with a mentor within the industry. All right. Here at the Urban League, we try to support individuals through stipends where they're applicable, right? Where you're able to actually receive just a little payment to kind of help you guys get through the program. There's also other supportive services for like transportation support. And then ongoing wraparound supports through case management, where we really support you through other things that you may be dealing with in life. We kind of help you to navigate some of those areas as well. All right, next slide. Now, eligibility. Okay. Eligibility is that you're 18 years of age, right? You have a high school diploma. All registered apprenticeships require you to have a high school diploma. Okay. So Here you would be either high school diploma or what we call a high school equivalent. That's going to be either your high set or your GED. All right, and you also have to take a assessment and pass it with a on a ninth grade level. It's called a TABE assessment. You also have to be willing to commit to a 2-year program. This program is intense, but it's very, very, very rewarding. And so that's those 2 years. You must be able to pass a drug test. All right. And when we say you must be able to pass a drug test, that is saying that you are drug-free upon entry into the program. So if you say you want to join this program, you come today, we're going to say, hey, can you pass a drug test? All right. And we expect your honesty to be, yes or no. If it's not, we're going to say, hey, look, let's support you, but let's see how we can get you off to be able to pass a drug test, right? And then come back. All right. And then you must have a valid driver's license. That means that it's not expired. Because we're working with cars, we're working in the automotive industry, of course, your license is going to be required. And then you must not have any any convictions of sexual nature. Okay. All right. Next slide, please. All right. So that's our automotive program. Our automotive program right now, we are currently in building another pipeline of automotive apprentice. So if you're interested in this program, we really want you guys to go ahead. At the end of this, you'll get an opportunity to get information on how to sign up for our program. But our next program is actively recruiting now, and it's going to start in the fall with training at Delgado as well. All right, I want to share with you guys a quick testimonial from one of our automotive apprentices so you can get a closer look as to how the program operates.
The Urban League of Louisiana helped me get back on my feet. They provided me with an opportunity to have a career. The highlights I have for working at Toyota is, for one, the environment. It is a professional environment, but it's also a comfortable environment. What I mean when I say comfortable is, you work, you do your job, and you get rewarded for doing your job.
I think the partnership between the Urban League and Toyota is great on a community. It gives the young people a place to go and an advantage on finding jobs, because it's an insight and training for the Toyota position or any automotive dealership.
Man, Mr. Ronnie help you change that attitude around, man. He'll always show you the brighter side to whichever situation that you're going through.
Randall is a superstar in a sense, right? He's also a New Orleans native. He actually left New Orleans for Katrina, and he moved back. He came to us with some prior automotive experience, and he ended up being more of a leader even throughout the initial training because of that. He was able to articulate some of the challenges that he faced, and it helped a lot of our participants really succeed throughout the training.
I feel like my life has changed in a way where the Urban League of Louisiana has supported me. I have a career now. When I moved back, all I had was my vehicle and the clothes on my back. And the advice that I want to give to anyone who wants to join the Urban League of Louisiana apprenticeship program is to do it. The reason why I say just to do it is because it has pushed me forward to a level that I don't think I could have done by myself. They give you the resources, they give you the information that you need, and they also give you the tools that you need to actually move forward in this specific field.
All right, now that was Mr. Randall Johnson. He is a technician at Lakeside Toyota. All right, he started our automotive apprenticeship in 2022, and now 2023 rather, and now he's been 2 years in and doing an excellent job. And so he is near completion for his apprenticeship. Now that's the testament of the work that apprenticeships can do, right? And that shows the impact, and that's one of the most powerful things about the work that we do. We get to see the progress that individuals are making in their career and their lives, and it's just really, really rewarding. All right, now let's look at our cybersecurity apprenticeship. Now, cybersecurity is growing. It's one of the fastest growing fields in the country right now, in addition to AI, right? But that's technology, that is IT, that is, computers and a digital space. And it relies on cybersecurity is the backbone. It's going to be the backbone really of all of the information age that we're dealing with, because it's so digital, right? And protecting those systems are going to be really, really important. Now, a lot of individuals, struggle to enter into this field because employers ask for experience, right? They ask for experience and credentials, and that's a gap that this particular program fills. Similar to our automotive program, it's 22 months, so it's close to 2 years. It requires It starts off with 4 weeks of professional development, again, where you get those soft skills and work ready skills. And then there's 10 months of technical instruction. All right. This is going to be those related instructional hours that you receive. And those 10 months go through our CompTIA cybersecurity pathway. All right. Those pathways, I mean, that particular pathway consists of about 7 to 8 credentials that the individuals will receive. And then during that time, they are able to start employment. All right. And after completing their related instructions, they are working for 12 months. All right, 52, it says 52 weeks here. That's roughly 2,000 hours. All right, so they receive the minimum. Again, this is competency based. So it's based on the skills that you attain. All right, it's not time bound and it's not, given, you're not earning this credential just for being in the classroom. Right, it says you're actually learning the material. Next slide, please. All right, program benefits are going to be very similar. All right, so you're going to earn while you learn with the increasing wage, progressively increasing wage based on your skills. You're going to get some hands-on real IT experience. In our program, we have partnered with Nunez Community College, with individuals and the apprentice in the program get an opportunity to earn some college credits and earn a certificate of technical studies in help desk technician. And I actually go back. One of the things with the automotive program, they actually earn a certificate of technical studies at Delgado through the automotive program. Okay, they get a part of their motor vehicle accelerated, their 16-week motor vehicle accelerated program, where they get their certificate of technical studies in motor vehicle technician, and they also receive about 31 college credits. So if an individuals are interested in maybe going back to college or furthering their knowledge, then that's a great start there. All right. Now back to the program benefits for cybersecurity. Industry recognized credentials, as I mentioned, they're going to get their CompTIA cybersecurity pathway credentials, which is A plus. You learn all about the hardware and the software of computer. You start with the Tech Plus, though, where you learn about the industry as a whole. Then you get Network Plus and Security Plus, and then you go into more deep cybersecurity trainings. That's the CYSA, which is your cybersecurity analyst certification. In addition to one that we that just became available, which is the cybersecurity AI certification. All right. Now, there's also the career coaching and job placement assistance that's available, and then again, the nationally recognized apprenticeship credential upon completion. Next slide. All right, same here. Supportive services. Um, you guys get the same supportive services in this particular program, where we support you with just getting the barriers that you might have. And that's what the supportive services are designed to do. They're designed to remove some of the barriers for you actually completing the program. All right. All right. That is our cybersecurity apprenticeship program. I'm going to turn it over to let's go back. The eligibility and enrollment requirements. Next slide. All right, eligibility and enrollment requirements are the same for our cybersecurity apprenticeship as well. All right, let's go to our next slide. I'm going to go ahead and bring you up, Bobby, so you can talk more about our construction and labor pre-apprenticeship.
Good morning. How y'all doing? Our construction and labor apprenticeship. You can go to the next slide. We'll get to the program details. It's a 2-month, 8 weeks program, with the first 4 weeks will be professional development. After that, you'll go straight to your construction apprenticeship. In a construction apprenticeship, you'll get the following certifications. You'll get your general construction, your OSHA 10, flagger, your spotter, signal person, hoisting, and rigging certifications. It's in conjunction with LIUNA and NOLA trades. Also, you'll receive hazardous waste, forklift, scissor lift, boom lift, fall protection, and confined space. All these are industry recognized certifications. We do bring you to whichever employer you would like to go to, or whatever union. LIUNA does have a union, as well as NOLA trades. We also deal with the plumber, Local 60. We're trying to expand it to Baton Rouge as well. We don't offer the certification to be registered, but LIUNA does, as well as the Local 60. So we do have some people that's completing the certifications to be registered right now. I think we have one guy that's, I think, maybe a couple of hours away. He should receive his associate's degree or his certification within the next couple of weeks. Next slide, please. Program benefits are pretty much the same. Earn while you learn, hands-on experience, IT, and the career coaching and job placement assistance. I went through, here goes another list of everything that you're going to receive: the general construction, the fall protection, equipment spotter. We, like you say, we do provide many employers. I do have the employers come in within the last week. All these are certifications they receive, hands-on experience as well. Next slide, please. And the supportive service, as Ronnie mentioned, they're pretty much the same. One-on-one career coaching, mentorship, the stipends. We do give stipends. I'm not gonna say it's a lot of money. It's just a little something to put in your pocket while you're going through this, so you can have that access to transportation. We do provide bus passes. We also provide gas cards if applicable, and ongoing case support and management throughout the program. Next slide, please. Eligibility is pretty much the same as well. You have to be at least 18. You have to have a high school credential. Some employers don't accept it. We were taking it, but I think for it to register, it has to be, you have to have to get it registered. Liuna was looking past that. I don't know how, but so now we're trying to have the high school diploma. It is a 24-month loan. So once you get on with the employer, you have to complete your certifications. We just give you a few certifications. You have to, it's ongoing classes as well. You have to keep getting your certifications to maintain and get your associate's degree. Must pass a drug screening because that has been a problem. So we need you to pass a drug screen because you never know when the employer, you're dealing with heavy equipment. You never know when the employer is going to put a drug test on you. Must have a valid driver's license because you will be driving to different parts of Louisiana. Uh, the construction field, you don't know where you'll be working this week because we have positions all the way up in Monroe, as well as Shreveport, all the way down to Mississippi. So it's all over. Next slide, please.
All right.
This, okay,
Go
you
ahead,
got
Bob,
it.
if you want to fill it,
This
if you want.
barcode, it goes to all of our,
Yeah.
this is for everything, all of them. You could just use this barcode. You could take care of it all. All of our apprenticeships are available from this barcode.
And we recommend you going there first, right? We recommend you filling out the interest form because what that does is it gives us an email with all your contact information, and then we can share with you updates. Just like anything else, these things sometimes have they sometimes shift and move. Opportunities may come up. The Urban League is constantly looking for opportunities to grow and expand apprenticeship offerings here in the state, and so there may be other opportunities that fit your interest, but we get that information through that intake form. So go ahead and scan that. That's on also on our website at Urban League, urbanleaguela.org /apprenticeships. Okay. But then the next step in the process to enrollment is coming in and doing an intake application. That intake application is a sit down with our intake coordinator where you will get all of your questions answered in addition to complete the application for enrollment. You also provide your documentation. There's birth certificate, there's driver's license, there's social security card, and proof of your academic or educational attainment and other things that you have to supply. All right, all of that is done prior to you enrolling or starting any of these apprenticeships. The second part of one of the last parts of the intake process would be participating in an interview, a panel interview. That's where you get an opportunity to express your interest in our program, again, ask questions, and then talk to a panel of individuals who will, determine your fit for the program. All right. Last step would be enrollment and orientation. All right. Every program starts with our 4-week core professional development training, which is and the orientation precedes that particular training. All right. So again, we are going to be here for questions. Tanya, I'm not sure if you're going to share. I can share with them the link to, and thank you for posting that to the website, but I mean to the chat. I can share with you the link to our breakout page. We're going to have a Zoom following this event where if you have any questions, we'll be on for at least 30 minutes to an hour if necessary. If we have individuals that want to ask questions or schedule an intake interview or intake application appointment, we can do that as well. But we want to thank you guys for your time. Again, the Urban League is here in the community to support you. Registered apprenticeships and apprenticeship offerings is one of the core of what Workforce does here. And these opportunities are present. They're here for you. So we encourage everyone to take advantage of them if it's something that fits your career interest. All right, this is how you can reach us. We're located here, right here off of Carrollton and Canal, a block off of Canal Street. And then this is our contact information. We'll be here if you have any questions. Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Mr. King and Mr. Burks,
You're
for
welcome.
that very thorough and informative um, presentation on the Urban League and the programs that you all are offering. We will be sharing the link to their meeting room um, towards the end of the event. We will share that so that everyone who does have questions for them and would like to meet with them, they have provided a Zoom link so that you can meet with them one-on-one. We will provide that as well as with the Louisiana Works. Mr. Troy Bourne has also shared a private meeting room. If you have questions or you would like to engage with him, you will be able to do that. So we're going to move right along. Do we have any questions in the Q&A or in the chat for the Urban League of Louisiana?
Not at this time, no.
All right, thank you very much. All right, guys, let's go on. All right. So next up, we have Oxnard Health. We have Miss Edwina Odom and April Jones. Miss Jones will be presenting on the programs with Oxnard Health. Miss Jones, welcome.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning. Good morning. Can I just say I'm really enjoying this entire panel. It's really, really nice and beautiful to see all of the resources that these high school and college students have. I think this is really amazing. But good morning, everyone. I'm excited to talk to you guys about some things coming down the pipeline regarding Oshner Health. And one of them being, you can go to the next slide. One of them being our launch program. So I want to preface this just to let you guys know one of the initiatives that I have in my role as an associate program manager is I manage the work-based learning opportunities across Acadiana, Baton Rouge, Livingston Parish, if I'm not mistaken, as well as North Louisiana. So I just want to make sure that you all are aware that regarding launch right now, we are in the current stages of building those connections to bring launch into Baton Rouge. And of course, the great thing is because we've been having these conversations, we've been having people reach out to us. The enthusiasm shows that the need is there and it's not available today, but good things are coming. And I just want to preface that. So what is launch? Launch is actually an acronym. It stands for Learning and Understanding New Careers in Healthcare. The goal of this program is for our high school students beginning at 10th grade to go to the 12th grade. And what we like to do is, well, the goal of all of this is to provide early and ongoing exposure to the opportunities within healthcare through those work-based learning opportunities, correct? So of course, I don't know about you guys as, high school students or even college students, but I really did believe when it came to healthcare, the sole focus was just nurses and doctors. And I didn't realize that it took a village to run a hospital. You couldn't tell me a couple of years ago that I'd be working in workforce development within a hospital, being able to work with students. So it kind of just lets you understand that. The way that it is built, it is based off of a cohort model. Once we connect with those schools and they tell us that they want to participate, you will start in the 10th grade. And what we have you guys do is something completed, we complete with our education outreach team, and it is called Educational Touch Points. And in those touch points, you are learning valuable skills such as, how do you build grit, how to be resilient. You learn additional skills such as, what does it look like to be a respiratory therapist or a rad tech in a hospital? Really fun hands-on activities as well. And if you're able to successfully complete all of the 5 to 6 touch points that are only completed once a month, virtual 2 hours a day, you have the opportunity to attend a field trip at one of our facilities. I'm actually going to be helping here in the Lafayette region in about 2 weeks. Those students who were able to successfully complete all their touch points and assignments are going to be able to have a real hands-on experience in a hospital. So that's just, that 10th grade year is just your exploration. From that point, you would sign a continuation form with us to let us know if this is something that you still want to complete. And you would essentially sign up for you would do a continuation consent and you would decide your pathway. Right now in other regions, South Shore is the area that my coworker manages. They have various, they have more than here, but they have PN, they have RN, they have a few allied health programs in that area, and essentially we're trying to bring all of that to Baton Rouge. Um, from that point, you'd have to make sure that you would be dual enrolled in classes. And when it comes to launch, it's going to be no cost to the students because essentially you guys have to you would take dual enrollment credits and it is paid through your SCA funding. Um, and I mean, it's great. I always like to tell students it's kind of a no-brainer to consider joining Launch because the majority of the dual enrollment classes that you have to take for your core curriculum anyway. So that's your Englishes, that's your liberal arts, that's your electives, and that's essentially what your dual enrollment would look like. And then a great thing is whenever we start building those allied health credentials here, well, the whole program itself for Baton Rouge, and we focus also into those allied health positions, you also have the opportunity to get an allied health certification. And of course, like I said, keep in mind the note at the bottom saying allied health pathways vary by region based on workforce needs. What may be needed in New Orleans is completely different in Baton Rouge. So just know that is definitely on my list. I actually have a meeting with the CTE enrollment coordinator in Livingston Parish tomorrow. So I just kind of hope that this lights a fire to let you guys all know that the conversations are ongoing. And in the meantime, I definitely want you guys as students to consider uh, reviewing our webpage for any updates, but please know we'll be available as a resource if you guys ever want to reach out. Next slide. All right, so like I was telling you guys, what do you actually get out of the program? So you're going to get that real world experience. Anyone can tell you that when it comes to actually obtaining a role outside of college or even high school, you really need to have that real world experience because it's completely different whenever you're having conversations within a classroom. So you're going to get those real world experience opportunities. You're going to actually be able to have some marketable skills. Another great thing that we do at Launch is we have partnered with a platform entitled Pathful, and we would essentially assign you guys modules. So things like how to work well within a team. We also in the 12th grade, you have the opportunity to go over financial literacy, which is something that is I am 38, and when I tell you guys I am still learning. So we give you that additional exposure while you're with our program free of charge. You're going to have those industry connections. That college credit that I'm telling you guys about, that is it is a huge win. Essentially, by having that college credit, you are walking into college ahead of the curve as opposed to everybody else. Um, Also, that career exploration that I was telling you guys about, whenever we bring Launch into Baton Rouge, another great thing is in your 11th grade year, you will have the opportunity to shadow in our hospital or in our clinic for the summer. So that's where that's also going to be a part of that career exploration because you'd be quite surprised. Maybe you walk in thinking that you wanted to be a nurse and then you connect with other professionals. And, we have tons of other professionals who were nurses before, and they're just like, yeah, I just decided to go into allied health. I just decided to become a radiologist. Funny story, in my previous role here at Ochsner, we had a recruiter that I worked very, very close with. All of a sudden I heard she was leaving and she was going back to school for rad tech. So it kind of just shows you guys, by having those connections, maybe your plans can shift, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. But being a part of launch, you have those opportunities. And then of course that smooth transition that we're talking about, we're here to support you guys 100% of the way. As Edwina can tell you, we're constantly getting phone calls from teachers, counselors, industry partners, and whatever we can do to try to assist you guys, that's what we're here for. Next slide. All right, so that's what I was telling you guys regarding that shadow and summer internship programs. You're going to spend up to 1 week observing and shadowing a healthcare professional. You're going to be able to really see what a day in the life looks like. Sometimes you have to be exposed to something to really determine if that's going to be your next step. For myself, when I graduated college, you could not tell me I wasn't going to be a clinical psychologist. I was able to score an internship. And when I was in there, I said, oh yeah, this is not for me. And I wish I would have knew that before I graduated college, right? But thank goodness for being able to pivot and be flexible. And I hope you guys know that is going to be a very key skill that's going to help you succeed in life. And then when it comes to the internship, which is actually something that I'm going to be talking for our college students, that's going to be on the next slide. I'll be able to go into a little bit more because, like I said, as a reminder, the launch program is for our high school students. We are ongoing those conversations in Baton Rouge, and that should be coming in very, very soon. So when it comes to launch as well, whenever we bring it to the region, program requirement is you have to be 16 years or older and enrolled in a community-based organization. You have to complete the required application. We'll be able to assist you with that, help you understand it, answer any questions that you may have. Complete the education onboarding process, including your immunization verification. Backgrounds and drug screenings are for the applicants that are 18 and older. So that would definitely apply for our catalyst. Sometimes it actually does play a part as well when it comes to our high school students. And then of course adhere to Ochsner's health guidelines and restrictions. Next page. All right, so this is Catalyst, the Catalyst internship. That is another program that I manage. This is for our college students. These are for our college students who are seeking an opportunity to understand the non-clinical aspect of healthcare, which is a fantastic opportunity. It varies. You have the opportunity to be in human resources, finance, accounting, ITIS. I know that that's a hot topic that we're talking about on the call, supply chain and procurement. Possibilities are endless. And then as students, you get the opportunity to decide which region you would want to work in. Ochsner, as you guys know, is the largest healthcare center in Louisiana, and we are starting to move into Mississippi. And right now I have about 600 applicants, and I'm pairing them per region, per department, per working arrangement. So you have the ability to work in person, hybrid, or remote. Full transparency, this is just my opinion. An internship is better when you're in person, or at least hybrid. A lot of our ISIT opportunities are remote, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, when it comes to the program, it's designed to give college students meaningful exposure to the healthcare industry. Very competitive process, just to let you guys know, but that doesn't mean that don't ever let it discourage you for future reference. As you guys can see, the timeline has closed for 2026. I'm currently in the stages of sifting through all of those resumes. It's quite fun. But this kind of just gives you guys an oversight of what it looks year to year. So if you are currently in college, and please know this is not limited to, if you're a freshman in college, whatever the case may be. If you're going to be in college and you're actually enrolled in the undergraduate program, drop your name in the hat. Can't hurt. But back to this, so it's hands-on experience and direct mentorship, which is very, very key. And you're able to build valuable skills that support your professional growth and career development. A real a goal that I also have for myself is that after, say you're able to be a part of the Catalyst internship program, this is something that's ongoing. But in our 2025 cohort, we were able to successfully hire 8 students from the Catalyst program, which is big time. I would have loved to have a job at a major hospital out of college. It took me some years, but these students have the opportunity to really build their work profile because of Catalyst. So that personalized mentorship that we're talking about, peer connection, skill building, real world impact, and mission driven work. Students work 32 hours a week. It runs from the beginning of June until the first week in August. And you are paid $13 an hour. So locations throughout Louisiana, Mississippi with local travel and remote possibilities. Next slide. All right, so this is if you guys ever have any questions, please feel free to get in touch with us regarding launch at that email that you currently see. I will get with Miss Tanya and make sure that you guys also have the email address for Catalyst. Like I said, currently right now we're rebuilding the website. Hopefully we're setting something up to where if you have interest in Catalyst, we're going to have like a FAQs list or a sign up link to where you guys can just express your interest early on and kind of just go from there. Next slide. All right. Thank you so much for your time, everyone.
Thank you for that. That was really good. I do have a question. So, I see that in the chat that Edwina said that the launch program is being offered in South Shore, Acadiana, North Louisiana, Mississippi, and that you all are planning to expand in BRM, the Bayou regions. But I know that we have some schools who may be on, some high schools that are on that may not necessarily fall within those regions. So, will they be able to inquire about becoming a part of the program? Is there like a contact that they can reach out to if they're interested?
Full
They,
transparency. Oh, you go again, Duina.
no, I'm sorry. Hi, everyone. If there are any schools that's interested in the program, they can reach out to that pre-apprenticeship email that was in the slide, in that very last slide, and
Okay.
we will be able to set up some type of overview with the school, but it really just depends on where they're located.
Okay. Okay, that's perfect. If you wouldn't mind just dropping that pre-apprenticeship email in the chat, that would be great. And then we'll include it in the resources.
Will do.
Thank you. Thank you, Oxner. All right. So next up, do we have any questions for Oxner first off? Let me ask that in the Q&A. I don't see any in the chat.
Not at this time. Nope.
All righty. Okay, well, we'll move on. Okay, next up we have Southland Steel Fabricators, and we have Mr. Chance Plaisance for that. Mr. Plaisance, good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We are wonderful. So glad you were able to make it. We know that you are traveling.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much and for allowing me to be part of this. Southland Steel, my name is Chance Plaisance. I'm the Director of Workforce Development for the corporation and Director of the apprenticeship program. We are very new to this apprenticeship program system, less than a year that we've actually had our second cohort start. This is all new to me, and props to Urban League, Mr. King and Mr. Burke. You know, very impressive presentation, very impressive program. I'd love to visit your program one day to learn myself. Again, our program is very new to us. We're in the structural steel business, and our goal is to build partnerships with local school districts, investing in education today to build our workforce for tomorrow. Just like any other company, we falter and we find the difficulties in trying to find employment. So we reached out to our local school systems to develop programs in Tangible Hope Parish, Livingston Parish, Pike County, Mississippi, and St. Helena Parish. We have different parts of our corporation. We also currently, I'm right now in Washington in St. Landry Parish at our facility here. We have an industrial coatings facility here, and we've just starting our apprenticeship program with Washington Career Center. Our program that we have in Tangible Parish is a welding apprenticeship program. And our welding apprenticeship program, we focus on the NCCR platform of constructive certifications. We partner with the local high schools in the parishes that I've mentioned, the school districts that I mentioned. Students can come in. We take them in the 11th grade. They come in. We start that partnership with them in the ninth grade, ensuring that they have NCCR core and then NCCR welding level 1. We do offer different types of apprenticeships, but our main focus is welding. The students come in the 11th grade year with for our part. Well, I'm sorry, I missed that slide there. I apologize. Our people, our culture, we pride ourselves in our people. With our success is rooted to our local families, inclusive workplace and culture, and values that our individuals contribute. We continue to grow in our innovative core and values of integrity. Our divisions are Southland Steel in Greensburg, Louisiana, our Southland Industrial Coatings and Fireproofing in Washington, Louisiana, our TAC Apprenticeship Program, which is in Amite, Louisiana, Grid Structures, our substation transmission utilizers at Amite, our Solar Power USA, and our Galvanizing and Sideline Trucking are all located in Amite. So you can see our divisions, our different companies all fall under our Southland Steel Corporation. Our main goal is to provide that employees and employability skills for these students to be able to come to work for us. So go to the next slide, please. With our apprenticeship, our capabilities for our apprenticeship and our capabilities of our company, these students are able to come to work for us in different locations and get AISC certified as fabricators. They get their NCCR certifications for higher certification points for their school systems through our MOUs that we have created with our different school systems. We mainly focus in on our welding programs of flux core welding, our industrial coatings, and our robotic welding assemblies to full automated beam lines and stuff that we have in our CNC equipment. So we employ a different magnitude of students, a different magnitude of employees, and our main focus for our apprenticeship program is to provide that employees or a chain of employees to come in from our local school districts. We're a locally family owned company, and we're all about employing locally family-owned people in our area. Next slide, please. Our TAC program is our apprenticeship program that we started off. Like I said, we've just started our second cohort. It is a paid apprenticeship program where we go in and we invite students to come in their 11th grade year if they fill the requirements of NCCR, the prerequisite courses. 11th grade year, they come in with generally finishing up welding level 1. We provide them with welding level 2 at our facility. We are a sponsored educator and employer of our apprenticeship program. So we hold all three levels of the part of the apprenticeship. We are the sponsor, the educator, and the employer. We maintain full control of our apprenticeship program. We work with the school districts and stuff, but we maintain control of our program through our own education facility that we just recently built. With our paid apprenticeship program, the training is done at our facility in Amite and also along with the local school districts and their CT programs or CTE programs. And upon full completion of our apprenticeship program, we offer full employment with the successful completion. We have a very rigid entry program with us. The students have to maintain certain grade point averages. They have to maintain certain structured a regiment in their high school. We probably interview 150 to 160 students a year. And so far in the last 2 years, and we've only allowed 14 to 15 students into our apprenticeship program. So it's a very strict program. It's increasing. We have a very high, strong interest in our program right now. Hopefully we can increase. Like I said, this is all new to us, this apprenticeship program, and we're gradually growing a little bit faster than we expected. When we first started, we were hoping to maintain between 4 and 8 students every cohort, which is 2 cohorts each year, so 16 students. And right now in our second cohort, just our second one, we have 14 students that are allowed in. We have a waiting list right now, which is very impressive. The students come in and they get their welding level 2 program, they get their flux core, and we have some structured Southland Steel curriculum for our robotic welding and our CNC department. So we maintain that strict curriculum, and we maintain that strict, rigid atmosphere in our program to maintain and achieve the best employees that we can get in our program. Next slide, please. Our first cohort of student, we started off very small. We figured with the strict criteria we were having, we're just going to start off with about 4 to 5 students. As you can tell, these kids here came in. This picture was taken with these kids at the end of our first cohort. We were very impressed with these students. Unfortunately, we lost one of our students to another employee. We didn't have that contract with these students. In fact, that's something I need to talk to Mr. Bourne about. We didn't have that contract with students since they were under the age of 18. We were not allowed to have a contract with these students to maintain their employment, to be able to get back some of our finances in it. We start off all the students at a minimum of $13 to $14 an hour, depending on their level of knowledge coming in. And we have our paid program going through reaching certain goals and certain achievements. 144 hours in the classroom and up to that 3,000 hours in the shop with a mentor in our classroom and in our shop area. These students progress. It's a progressive paid plan. They progress, and as they go through it, they get our top end of our pay scale is $26 an hour when they get out on the floor and work for us as welders. We were hoping to maintain 60% of our success rate. Historically, 35% was what the state has been showing. I was very impressed with the restaurant and hotel management presentation where they maintained at 60%. That was very impressive. We have been sitting at that 45%. So we figured we'd start small, work up our numbers, and produce quality employees instead of quantity. And that was our main goal. So next slide, please. With our second cohort starting, we're excited for the future of our Southland Apprenticeship Program. We anticipate enrolling our first true apprenticeship beginning in January. We did that with these first students. Our true apprentice that we really wanted to start with was in their junior year in high school, so we can maintain that quality, that number of hours in the high school setting, and so these students in these school districts can acquire that higher point certifications that they were seeking for. Our MOU with these different school districts of course, had to be something that we can both benefit from, and that was part of our MOU was to provide a higher certification level. So we anticipate enrolling more students in our second cohort coming in August. Some of our second group of students this year are going to be starting in the end of their 10th grade year and going into the 11th grade year. So we're trying to increase that quality there. The students we're getting from Livingston Parish School System and Tadrow Parish School System are very impressive. I just toured all of Livingston Parish's welding programs this past week because they have some upgrades in their program. We're also working with the Southeastern Industrial Technology Department to try to place some students. We have one student that went through our first cohort that's currently a student at Southeastern in their industrial program. Next slide, please. At Southland Steel, we do not want just employees. Our main goal is to create that family atmosphere with local students. That's why we're investing mainly in our local, wherever our company's at, the local students. That's one of our main things we're focusing on in the Washington area, in St. Landry Parish. We're very fortunate. A couple of blocks away, we have Washington Career Center, and we partnered up with them to provide those students, and they're just a couple of blocks away. They're able to come back and forth, utilize our facility and utilize their facility, invest in our local economy with our local educational systems for our youth in the future. We provide those trainings mainly for these students to be successful. If a student is accepted in our educational program, if they're accepted in our apprenticeship program, we guarantee some type of employment for that particular student. No matter if they're unsuccessful in a particular welding program or a fitting program, we will guarantee some type of employment for those particular kids in our company. We want to create jobs for students. We want to maintain those students in our area to develop the lower socioeconomical areas in our districts, and to provide jobs for those people, to keep those people at home, and to provide futures for them in their home area. We develop careers to keep them close to home, and we have a lasting bond with these people to create a friendship and a family. Like I said, we are a small, locally owned company. Our company is a good bit smaller than some of the companies here in Louisiana, and our goal is to maintain that with these local families. Next slide, please. I would love to talk to anyone about our program. If you're interested in our program, southlandsteel.com is our website. We offer open jobs to anywhere as far as helper jobs, starting off at $15 an hour, all the way to management jobs, whether your criteria, according to what you're looking for. We're open for discussion. The way our program works, you come in, you talk to us about it. We find your interests. We start investigating your interests. We try to find what we need to build you up to be able to get accepted into that apprenticeship program. We provide all this education for you for free. You're getting paid while you're here. Not everyone starts off in our company in the apprenticeship program. We have to build you up or build your education up to you so you can get accepted into this program. And this is all something provided that we have and we provide for our students so they can become successful in our company. Anyone that's interested, I seen we just posted our link down at the bottom in the chat. Please contact us. And I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm learning every day as much as the students are learning. This is all new to me also. And again, props to all the people ahead of me. All their presentations were very, very impressive. I see I have to work on a couple of things, but I'm learning every day. So I appreciate everything you've provided for this group, and I thank you very much for the opportunity.
You are so welcome. Your presentation was amazing as well. All right. Thank you so much, Southland Steel. So as we are drawing to the end of our event, I just want to talk about a few things before we dismiss. Um, this is our student network group, how you can connect with us here at LASFA. We have virtual network groups that meet every third Wednesday of each month. We are actually in our spring session, and we will also be having a celebration event with the student network group that's going to be coming up in May. So you can definitely visit our website at mylaspa.la.gov. The link has been dropped in the chat, and it will have the calendar of the upcoming presentations that we have. But the student network group is a peer group where you can connect with other students in your same program or in different programs. We have business and industry, we have community organizations that come and present. And so this is an opportunity, students, for you to join the network. So please do that. You can scan that QR code to do that. We also have a team of comprehensive advisors on staff here at LASFA, and our comprehensive advisors are here to assist you, any student, any age, anywhere in Louisiana. So if you are an adult learner, if you are in high school, if you are currently in a post-secondary program and you need a little help, you need some career tools, maybe trying to find your interests and your skills. Our comprehensive advisors are on staff for you to assist you. They can also help you with completing your FAFSA, which you should be in process of doing now, and any questions that you have for us. We are definitely here to assist. You can scan that QR code. And this is a way for you to connect with LASFA. We are on all the social media platforms, Facebook, X, YouTube, and of course, Instagram. So as we conclude today's Apprenticeship Expo, I definitely want to extend a sincere thank you to all of our presenters today. Your contributions have made this event very meaningful, engaging, and deeply impactful. To all of our attendees, thank you for taking the time to join us to learn, to connect, and to invest in the future of apprenticeship and career development. Your presence and your participation is definitely what makes this event possible. So at this time, if I have any LASPA leadership on, do you want to come on and make some closing remarks before we dismiss completely? Do we have anyone on? I don't think I do. Well, I just want to say thank you. I just want to remind you before you go that we ask that at the end, once you click off of the event, once the event ends, you will immediately receive a survey. We definitely want to hear from you. Your feedback helps us to improve future events and continue meaningful opportunities for for our community. Also, as I mentioned earlier, the Urban League of Louisiana and Louisiana Works have definitely provided a separate meeting link for you. So we're going to go ahead and get those dropped in the chat so you can grab that. And I do believe, Dr. Craig, are you on? Did you want to say something? No, I don't think she can. I'm so sorry. Dr. Craig is definitely she is our interim executive director, but the event was it was very good. So here we have a way for you to contact LASFA. You can ask Lex. You can visit mylasfa.la.gov, and we do have an option for you to talk with our virtual assistant, and someone will respond back to you. Of course, our mylasfa.la.gov webpage, we do have an email that you can email, and that's custserve@la.gov. All right. And that concludes our event. Thank you all for attending. And if you have any questions, you can definitely email me directly, tanya.evans@la.gov. I would be more than happy to connect you with any of the presenters if you did not capture that information, but you will also be receiving that resource document in your email along with the presentation. So that's all that we have for you today, and we hope that you enjoy the remainder of your day. Thank you so much for joining us.